David, a difficult afternoon here in Glasgow. Can you just give us your initial thoughts?
I've had more difficult afternoons than this, to be honest. Disappointed in the 2 goals we lose early doors, and in the first half, say early doors. In the first half, disappointed because it's areas of the park that I knew Celtic were going to try and work the ball into, so we've done a lot of work in it during the week. So to lose 2 goals from that kind of pattern of play, that phase of play which we knew was going to happen, was disappointing. Obviously I allowed Celtic a certain area of the park, but then once the ball got to that area, we've got to defend our box better. So disappointed with the two goals that we give away. I don't think part of that was a couple of balls across the 6, but nothing really of great significance. I think Ivan had a safety mate down his right, but the ball was going by anyway, but he had to make it safe, he had to make sure. I don't think they had a lot in the first half, so to find yourself 2-0 down, credit to the players who got up the park and we scored ourselves, and it's 2-1. We're going at half time, managed to get a wee bit of information into the players, because it was, listen, you go into the game and give the players as much detail as possible, but there's always subtle tweaks and changes within the game that you can't coach previously. So we managed to get that into the players in the second half, and I felt we were far more aggressive in the press. In the areas we pressed, we managed to get our press a lot higher up the park, where we were quite comfortable in the first half. Probably to sit in our final third, defend our 18-yard box. So we managed to get a wee bit more pressure on the ball in Celtic's half. And I think for 15-20 minutes we had a couple of half opportunities. I'm not going to say great opportunities, but had a couple of counter-attacks, controlled entries into Celtic's box. And I think for 15-20 minutes in the second half, it could have probably nicked something with a wee bit of luck. Then Ange made a few changes, we made a few changes, and I think kind of fell back into a deep block at times, but on the counter they carried a small threat, a couple of long throw-ins, a couple of free kicks, and then I think Nicky had one at the right hand post where I'm thinking, I hope he's shooting, I hope it's a cross shot, but it was more a cross than a shot, and really that was about it. But I think I've got to give the players massive credit. I think people talk about this low block, right? Celtic force you into a low block. They forced Real Madrid into a low block for 60 minutes at Parkhead. But I think to carry out that tactical information it's difficult. It's not as easy as what people think. So I think the lads' tactical awareness, their discipline within it, and their game management within that, I thought they were very, very good. I even had a couple of saves to make, but nothing really of any great significance. I've been at Parkhead before in that dugout, and you're watching the game like that. At times it's save after save, it's hit the post, it's hit the bar, or a penalty, whatever it is. So I think I hate talking about this when you've been beat. I think I've got to give the players a lot of credit. They came here, they held their own. The game was competitive at time, but do you know what? The most pleasing aspect was they were comfortable defending their final third. And against big teams with huge budgets and some huge players, that's what you've got to be. You've got to be comfortable, you've got to be brave, and you've got to be focused. And I think, take the 2 goals out of that, but I think for large parts of the game, that's what they've done.
And an opportunity to kind of kick on once again this weekend, another away trip to Easter Road. Can you just give us your thoughts heading into that one?
I think it's going to be a difficult game. I think there's an expectation that we're just going to turn up and beat Hibs for certain quarters, like Hibs fans thinking that, and maybe Livy fans high expectations, which is nice. It's nice that we've created that, but I think it's going to be a difficult game. I think it's a big game for both teams. It's going to be a difficult game, but they've got the benefit. Remember, they played last Thursday, so the rest period that they've had going into this game, and we've got 2.5 days, something along the line. So you'll see the bench. I made a lot of changes tonight, and I've got 8 games coming up, or is it 7 left now? But a game every 4 days we've got up until the end of January, and I think I'm going to have to utilise the squad. I trust every player within that squad, and I think it's important that the players know that. But made a lot of changes tonight, and game quite never went how I hoped it was going to go. I thought it would have hoped to get to 0-0, then we would have made another 3 or 4 changes to try and go on and win the game, albeit we were a goal down when we made the changes. But going to Easter Road on Saturday, it's going to be difficult. If we want anything from the game, we're going to have to be at the top of our game to get anything from the game, to be honest. So Hibs are Hibs are maybe, I'm going to say a false position. I don't think it's a false position, but if you look at 3rd to 12 or 3rd to 10th, there's absolutely nothing in the table. So that shows you how competitive the league is, but it also shows you how close most teams are in the league, taking probably the Old Firm out of that equation. So it's going to be a difficult game. We're away from home, but do you know what? We're more than capable of going there and picking points up. We've done it in the past, and there's no reason why we can't do it on Saturday.
Thanks for your time, David.